This is one of the lightest 640 class thermal clip-ons on the market, period. It weighs less than 300 grams, mounts in front of your daytime scope and turns it into a night hunting rig. Today, let's talk about guide Orion 635CS. And since a lot of people ask how it stack up against the 435, we'll compare them here too. We already done a full standalone review of the 435, so if you want the deeper dive on that one, the link is in the description. Redesigned to be smaller, lighter, and more practical for professional use. The guide Orion 635CS and 435CS is part of the new Orion C series, which guide unveiled at this year's EVA show. Before we get into the details, what exactly is this thing? It's a thermal clip-on. This device simply mounts in front of your daytime scope. You keep looking through your scope as usual. You just now see a thermal image. The big advantage, one setup for day and night. Clip it on when it gets dark, take it off when it's light. And as a bonus, the Orion can also be used as a handheld thermal monocular if you just want to scan the area. We'll come back to that, because that's where the Smartclip come in. And right away, something important, the Orion C series is deliberately clean. There's no Wi-Fi, no app, no video recording. Guides stripped all of that out of purpose, to keep the device small, light, and running longer. The same goes for the menu. It's very simple, with no unnecessary options to dig through. Everything you need is a couple of button presses away. The focus is purely on hunting. The first thing this device brags about is weight, just 285 grams, and for a clip-on, weight really matters. All of it hangs off the end of your scope and throws off the balance. With this one, you barely notice it. The dimensions are compact. It fits in the jacket pocket, like this one. The build is still tough. Recoil rated up to 6,000 joules, so it handles serious calibers. And IP67, meaning dust and rain area no issue. It attaches to your scope via an M33.5 thread with appropriate adapter. Now the most important part, the image. Inside is a 640 by 512 sensor with a 12 micron pixel pitch and thermal sensitivity net of under 15 millikelvins. In plain terms, the device can detect temperatures different smaller than 15,000 of degree. The lower that number, the cleaner the image. Sharper animal outlines, less noise. In practice, that means in fog, moisture, or summer heat when many thermal devices start to struggle. This one keeps the image stable. Out front is a 35mm lens with a very fast f0.9 temperature, pulling in a lot of thermal signal. Detection range up to around 1,800 meters. That's the distance at which you'll detect a warm object, not identify a species. You view through a AMOLED display at full HD resolution with 7 color palettes: white hot, black hot, red hot, and others. All processing is handled by Guide's new ApexVision system with the Hyperlight 2.0 algorithm, which picks out warm bodies against a cluttered background, rocks, terrains that absorb heat during the day, that kind of thing. A few practical things that actually matters in the field. Power comes from a single replaceable 18500 battery, giving around 7 hours of runtime. The kit includes 2 batteries and a charger, so a full night out is covered. When one dies, just swap it. The focus adjustment is designed so you can sharpen the image even with gloves on, in the dark. And the 3-second fast starts means the device is ready almost instantly, very handy when an animal suddenly appears. Operating temperature from -20 to +50 degrees Celsius, more than enough to our cold winters. Before the comparison, a few words on mounting, because it matters just as much as the device itself. The Orion uses an M33.5 thread, and to fit it your daytime scope you'll need an adapter. Here I recommend Smartclip, a Slovenian manufacturer known for a very precise and robust clip-on adapters. For the guide, it's a two-part solution. The Smartclip IS adapter plus a reduction ring for the guide thread. With the Smartclip ocular, you can turn this clip-on into a fully standalone handheld monocular. Simply attach the Smartclip ocular to the device and you got a thermal monocular for scanning. No need to carry a second unit. Walk up, scan the area with the monocular, spot the animal, remove the ocular, mount an Orion on your scope, and you are ready to shoot. One device, two rolls. Now the question I hear most often, should you go with the 635 or the 435? Let's start with what they have in common, because that's what's actually important. Both have exactly the same housing, the same weight, the same battery, the same 35mm lens, the same ApexVision processing, and the same net sensitivity, 15 millikelvins. So, the build durability and ergonomics are identical. The only meaningful difference is sensor resolution. The 635 has a larger 640 by 512 sensor. The 435 has a smaller one, 400 by 300. More pixels means more detail, especially at longer distance. And when your daytime scope is cranked up the higher magnification. So here's the logic. If you mainly hunt at a closer range, up to around 150-200 meters, and you are running a lower magnification scope, the 435 will serve you perfectly well and save you a significant amount of money. But if you regularly shoot further out or use a high magnification optic, the 640 sensor justifies the price. The image stays sharp even when you zoom in. The price difference is roughly 500. My conclusion in short, the guide Orion 635CS is a generally well thought out clip-on for anyone who wants a 640 class image quality without the extra weight, light, tough, and with a very strong image. The 435 with the same housing and the same processing is a smart buy for closer range hunting. Trust me, the build is identical on the both. The only difference is sensor size. The choice is purely about how you are shooting. Both are beautifully designed, lightweight, pocket-sized, and purpose-built for hunting. They are practical and easy to use, quick to mount and remove, and ready for any conditions, for ethical hunting and precision shooting. If you have questions about either of these, drop them in the comments. And if the video was useful, subscribe to the channel. See you next time.